Downstairs clear.
I just heard knocking from the closet.
On November 22nd, 2021, two cops get called to check out an Airbnb because the owner stopped by and found the front door wide open. And she knew nobody was supposed to be staying there that night, so she called police thinking someone broke in, and what showed up on their body cameras is pretty disturbing.
How's it going? What seems to be the problem?
I left for a while to go shopping, and when I came home, the door is open. I think somebody broke in.
Does anyone live in the house?
Yes, my husband, myself, and our two kids, but they're out of town right now. They're with his parents.
And how many rooms do you have?
Two upstairs and one downstairs.
All right, we're gonna have to go and search the house. Is it okay if we go in?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have any like pets or dogs or anything?
No.
Just stay here, man.
The cops show up and talk to the owner, who tells them she's out of town. Her family's with her, no pets inside, and definitely nobody should be in there. So they're about to go in and search every room to see if someone's hiding.
Police! If anyone's here, make yourself known.
Police. Anyone inside?
I'm gonna check downstairs, you get upstairs.
They walk with warning police, make yourself known over and over while checking the downstairs rooms, looking for whoever might have broken into this empty Airbnb, and so far, everything seems normal.
Police. Anyone inside, make yourself known.
They head upstairs to check, and the place looks completely empty, with zero signs anyone's been there. But then something happens that neither cop can explain, and everyone watching the footage caught it immediately. While one cop's searching upstairs, a door just swings wide open right in front of him with nobody touching it and no breeze to push it, like someone invisible just walked straight through it. And he sees it happen, but keeps searching because he's trying to stay professional and find actual intruders. Then, a few moments later, while he's walking through the hallway, they heard something terrifying.
Downstairs clear.
You can hear footsteps right behind him on the body cam, like someone's following him, and it's clear enough that everyone watching can hear actual footfalls happening right where he just was. But when he turns around, nobody's there.
Downstairs clear.
Later, the cops finish searching the whole house and tell the owner nobody's inside and the place is secure. But you can tell both of them look pretty shaken by whatever just happened in there. People watching this footage had two big questions. Why are the closets totally empty? And why didn't they just turn the lights on? Turns out the empty closets make sense because it's an Airbnb and the owner removes all personal stuff so guests can't steal anything. And cops not using light switches is actually standard because flipping lights takes time and hands, and when you're searching for potential threats, you need your weapon ready and full attention on what might be hiding, so they just use flashlights. So yeah, no person broke in, but depending on what you believe, there might be something else living in that house. What do you think it was? Let us know.
On April 16, 2023, around midnight, a man named Jacob is jolted awake in the middle of the night by sounds coming from inside his house. He does not need to go looking to figure out where they are coming from. He already knows. It is the room where he keeps Jeffrey locked away.
My grandmother's old house. She left it for me, and when I got here, I saw a bunch of cool stuff. And one of the best things is right behind here. Oh yeah. I call him Jeffrey.
When Jacob inherited his grandmother's house, everything inside it came with the deal. The furniture, the vintage decorations, the strange atmosphere that never quite felt comfortable, and a porcelain clown doll his grandmother had kept for as long as anyone could remember. She called it Jeffrey. And from the moment Jacob moved in, that doll made his skin crawl in a way he could never fully put into words. The painted smile, the hollow eyes that always seemed to be looking directly at you no matter where you stood in the room.
Grandma left him for me, I guess. Real creepy. Kinda cute though.
When he started posting videos about the house online, his viewers picked up on Jeffrey immediately. The comments said the same thing over and over. That doll is haunted. Get it out of your house. Do not keep it near you while you sleep. Jacob did not listen. Not yet. Then one night he wakes up to knocking coming from inside his closet. He gets out of bed, heart pounding, and goes to open it.
I just heard knocking from the closet.
Nothing inside. He feels the tension leave his body and turns around to go back to bed. Jeffrey is facing him. Jacob had left the doll facing the other direction before he went to sleep. Now it is turned completely around, staring directly at him from across the room, as if it had been sitting there watching him the entire time he was checking the closet. After that, Jacob moves Jeffrey into a separate room and keeps the door shut. But a few nights later, the banging starts again, louder this time, coming directly from that room.
I just heard banging.
He gets up to investigate, and while standing at the top of the stairs, he hears footsteps climbing up toward him. He looks down the staircase. There is absolutely nobody there. He again heard loud banging from the room, and then it activated again. The door slowly pushes open on its own. Jacob looks inside and for a brief moment feels relieved because Jeffrey is exactly where he left it, facing the wall. Then his stomach drops. The doll has turned around completely and is staring straight at the doorway, straight at him. Jacob locks himself in his bedroom and does not come out until the sun comes up. Jacob moves Jeffrey down to the basement and sets up a security camera pointed directly at it so he can monitor the doll without ever having to go near it. A few nights later, his phone buzzes with a motion alert. He checks the feed and watches Jeffrey's arms slowly lift and move on its own with the room completely empty.
As the camera swings back and forth, capturing different angles of the basement, Jeffrey's arm moves on its own, lifting and shifting position without anyone touching it.
Then the light bulb directly above Jeffrey's head explodes, and the entire basement goes dark. Jeffrey is still down there in that basement. Jacob keeps the camera on it around the clock, but he has already learned the hard way that putting distance between yourself and something does not mean it stops. It just means you find out about it on a phone screen instead of standing in the same room when it happens. What do you think about Jeffrey? Drop your thoughts below. Jonathan Savox was sitting in a hospital waiting for his girlfriend when he picked up his phone and started recording something he could hear coming from down the corridor.
Pas très bien entendu.
T'inquiète pas, toi et ton mec. Ta bouche, ta sale gueule et ton pote, ton mec. Vous allez tous crever. Il y a mon chat, tu l'as oublié. On va tous crever avec nous. Allez. Bonsoir, Cindy. Je peux contacter le milieu. C'est quoi ton film préféré? Espèce de fils de pute. Je connais pas. Bon, maintenant, je me débarque. Et je fous le camp là-dedans.
What came through on that recording is not easy to sit with. The sounds are raw and deeply unsettling in a way that stays with you after you stop listening. Some viewers were convinced they were hearing someone who was possessed. Others argued it was more likely someone in the middle of a severe mental health episode, which is entirely plausible given the setting, particularly if this was anywhere near a psychiatric unit. There is no definitive answer for what Jonathan recorded in that hallway, but whether it was paranormal or medical, those screams are not something you forget quickly once you have heard them. A group of men traveled to Gettysburg, one of the most well-documented locations for paranormal activity in the United States. They had no particular reason to be there other than curiosity. They wanted to know if the ghost stories were real.
All right, we're here in Gettysburg, just before the 150th. Where should I stop?
Just pull off here.
Want to try to film something here?
Yeah.
They said there's activity here before, but... Alright, so we're going to sit here for a while.
They decided to record for around half an hour and see what happened. About 20 minutes in, the camera picked up something they were not prepared for.
Alright, we'll record for like maybe half an hour or so, and then we'll move our Devil's Den maybe after that.
Yeah, that'll be a good spot next.
And then we'll probably pick his charge.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Down by the canyon, you see that?
Oh, what is that?
Look carefully to the right of the frame, close to what appears to be a seat. Small shadowy figures begin moving through that area, shaped like miniature humans, appearing briefly and then gone.
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
It's recording.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
The men did not even realize at first that the camera had caught it. It was only when they reviewed the footage afterward that they saw what had been moving just a few feet away from them while they were standing there filming. Whether those shapes were shadows playing tricks on the camera or something that genuinely cannot be explained is not for us to decide. That is your call. Let us know in the comments what you think was moving in that frame. A security guard was doing his usual late-night rounds at a church when he noticed the lights inside the chapel flickering. It was the middle of the night. The building was supposed to be completely empty.
My video uploaded and what the fuck? The lights are flickering on and off. Hang on a second, guys. So, don't know what the hell is going on here, but I'm about to check this out. Okay, guys.
He told himself it was probably just an electrical fault and kept walking. Then he heard something.
I'm really not sure what's going on here. Nope. Yeah, I'm fucking done. This is some spooky fucking shit going on here.
You can hear it in his voice the moment he picks up the sound. That particular mix of someone who is scared but trying very hard not to show it. He mutters that this kind of thing is not new here, which raises an obvious question about what has happened in this building before.
Nope. This is why my security officer fucking quit. Just so y'all can be witness here, I'm checking all this shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. This is my day off.
Then he mentions something that puts everything into context. The security guard who worked this post before him quit without warning and without giving anyone a clear reason why. Standing there in the dark, listening to whatever is making those sounds. He says he thinks he is starting to understand exactly why that man left and never came back.
I hear leaves crickling and shit. Nope. There was a kid standing, somebody was standing right over here when I walked right past them to the left. And the chapel lights just came on. Hello? Hey, look, if you're just out here fucking with me, you're fixing to end up in jail, you understand? So where are you?
The chapel lights come back on as suddenly as they went off. He gathers himself and steps inside to have a look around. The moment he gets in, the lights cut out completely again. He calls out into the darkness, asking if someone is there, telling himself it could be a prank, maybe someone hiding inside playing games with him. Nobody answers.
Nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fucking done with this shit, man. Nope. Hell to the fuck no.
Instead of silence or a voice calling back, he hears something that makes every instinct in his body tell him to leave immediately. Somewhere in the darkness of that chapel, a child is softly singing. He does not investigate further. He does not call out again. He turns around and runs and does not stop. Whatever has been happening inside that building, it has now claimed 2 security guards, one who left without a word and one who ran without looking back. On December 7th, 2025, a father named Steven uploaded security camera footage from inside his bedroom. What the camera had recorded was unsettling enough on its own. What made it worse was knowing that his young daughter spent time playing in that room completely alone.
Okay, so I might just be rambling, but I just want to bring up security footage, POV from when it happened. I'm just gonna zoom in and you just tell me what you see.
At first glance, nothing looks wrong. Then one slat on the window blind lifts upward for just a moment and drops back down. It is easy to dismiss the first time.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. That one hurt. Okay, you want me to make buckets now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna catch it.
Oh, you want to catch it and then put it?
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Yay! Yeah! You want the small one?
Then it happens again.
There you go. Oh.
This is too
Sorry.
small.
It's too small.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. No, almost. I mean, you hit SpongeBob.
The same single slat, lifting just enough to give the impression that something on the other side wanted a look inside the room. Steven later pointed out that the bedroom sits on the second floor with nothing outside that window that anyone could stand on or reach from. There is no physical way for someone to have been there. The this was not the first time something strange had happened in that room. Before the blind footage, Stephen was home alone when his bedroom door slowly pushed open on its own with a creaking sound and then slammed shut. But what happened in the split second just before it closed is what really got to him. The lights went off, not after the door closed, right before it. What makes this particular clip harder to brush off is that the lights going out were not just heard, they were captured on camera happening in real time.
Right here is the room where it actually happened. Hey. So I was just sitting here with my daughter. Well, she was actually on a bed playing with her toy that she always plays with. All of a sudden, I didn't understand what was going on, because the only way you can move the blinds is if you're inside the room. There's no possible way that someone can move the blinds from the outside of the room. There's no possible way somebody can just come up here and move the blinds from the inside.
Watching it back, Stephen said he could not find a single way to explain what he was seeing. A window blind moving on a second floor with nothing outside to move it. A door opening and closing on its own with the lights cutting out at precisely the wrong moment. A room where a child played alone regularly. Stephen has no explanation for any of it, and neither does anyone who has watched the footage. What do you think was in that room? Let us know below. A man was checking through a rundown building late at night when he started hearing sounds coming from somewhere above him. He decided to go up and find out what was making them. When he reached the upper floor, he found a hanging light swinging on its own in a room that was completely empty. Before he could process that, the door directly in front of him started banging loudly as if something on the other side was throwing itself against it. He kicked it open and checked inside. There was nobody there. Not satisfied, he pushed further into the building. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. The door behind him slammed shut on its own. He spun around to check it, and when he turned back to the first room, the hanging light was now swinging far more violently than before, while the door behind him continued banging on its own without stopping. An empty building with a swinging light, a door banging from the inside with nobody behind it, and another door slamming shut the moment he turned his back. Whatever was in that building that night did not want him going any further inside.
This thing just moved.
A TikTok user named Chica was visiting her grandfather's house and sitting at her laptop getting some work done when something happening with the puppet across the room made her stop everything and pick up her phone. She walks over to the puppet and touches its eyes, checking whether something might be hidden inside it. Nothing happens. She backs away slowly toward the door, keeping her eyes on it the whole time.
There's a saying in golf, there's no pictures of the scorecard. If you're down, like, you don't care if it's like $5 or something like you just happy that you moved to 2-2. The injury to Parsons, and you don't know anything at this point, he just left right apart without a shoe. How do you assess?
The moment she steps fully out of the room, the door swings shut behind her on its own with nobody near it. She freezes and looks around, trying to make sense of what just happened. Then she decides to keep filming from outside the room with the door between her and the puppet.
Entree plus 3 desserts, just $13. That's a sweet deal. There's a lot of involved.
While filming from outside and zooming in on the puppet, a balloon in the room suddenly moves toward the camera in a way that makes her jump back. It is not just the door anymore. Multiple things are moving.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
Then the puppet's hand moves on its own. Not a twitch or a slight shift, but a deliberate movement while she is standing there watching it and asking out loud whether what she is seeing is actually real. The puppet answers her by moving its hand again. She screams and backs away quickly down the hallway. Viewers who watched the footage pointed out something else that had gone unnoticed. The puppet is wearing a necklace with a small brown bag around it, and its face carries an expression that looks less like a decorative prop and more like something in pain, as if whatever is inside it has been there for a very long time. A door that closes on its own, a balloon that moves toward the camera, and a puppet that moves its hand in direct response to being questioned. Then, what do you think was controlling that puppet? Let us know in the comments below. 2 security guards in Chimbas, Argentina were sitting down to review footage from their outdoor 360-degree security camera after something unusual had reportedly happened outside their building the night before. They go through every angle the rotating camera captured, checking each view carefully. For a while, nothing stands out. Then they reach a specific moment in the footage and both of them stop. A woman is standing alone in the street. She lights something and it immediately bursts into flames in her hands. Then she is gone. She does not walk away. She simply ceases to be there, as if she had never been standing in that street to begin with. The camera had full coverage of that area. There was nowhere for her to go that it would not have caught. Both guards sit there staring at the screen, trying to figure out what they are looking at.
Que vean de que no, si alguien puede ver que se va, no se va. Ahí le entramos.
As they keep watching, one of the guards points at the smoke left behind by the flames. When they look closely at it, the smoke appears to have formed the shape of a skull before drifting apart and disappearing.
Ahí se aparece como una calavera, ¿verdad?
The skull shape could reasonably be put down to pareidolia, which is the tendency our brains have to find recognizable patterns in random shapes. That part is explainable. What is not explainable is a woman standing in a well-covered street who vanishes completely with no exit point visible on any camera angle. The residents of Chimbas who have seen this footage are still talking about it. A woman appears from nowhere, sets something alight, and disappears into thin air while a 360-degree camera watches the entire street. The guards who reviewed that footage still have no answer for what they saw. What do you think happened out there that night? Let us know below. Monica works as a state investigator in a secure office building that requires a key card to enter. She was the only person in the building that day when she heard something that made her stop walking and reach for her phone.
I'm at work. I'm the only person here. And I'm fucking here. Oh my god, I'm fucking scared. The scary movie says you don't go see what's going on. But what the fuck? I'm gonna lose my goddamn shit. Okay, I'm gonna die.
She followed the sound and found a xylophone playing on its own. While she's standing there filming the xylophone in this supposedly empty building, a disembodied voice suddenly speaks and says, "What are you thinking?" directly to her, and she's the only person with keycard access in the building at that moment, which means whatever just spoke to her shouldn't be there.
After the voice, she started hearing whispers moving through the building, too quiet to make out any words but loud enough that she could tell they were there. Then a door somewhere down the corridor slammed shut with a force that echoed through the whole building. Nobody was near it.
I'm hearing shit. I hear whispering and humming. Oh man, I'm scared. Oh.
Then the most disturbing thing gets captured on camera, because as Monica states, she was completely alone in the office, but camera captured someone watch the whiteboard reflection carefully while Monica is standing in front of it. There is a shadow crouched directly behind her. She is facing the camera and has no idea it is there. The moment she turns around to show what is behind her, nothing is visible, but the reflection had clearly shown something crouching just inches away from where she was standing.
Oh hell, what the fuck was that?
Then she records what sounds like a deep groaning coming from somewhere nearby in the building.
Here we go again. I don't know what the hell. The lights keep going on and off. Oh fuck that shit. What the fuck was Oh, I have to go upstairs. I don't know. That sound was at the same time.
The lights begin turning themselves on and off throughout the building with nobody touching the switches. Then Monica picks up something coming from down the corridor that disturbs her more than anything else that day. A child humming, softly and clearly, somewhere inside a secure state office building that no child has access to, and where Monica is the only person with a key card. A xylophone playing alone. A voice asking her a question. Whispers she could not make out. A door slamming with nobody near it. A shadow crouching behind her that disappeared when she turned around. Groaning sounds. Lights switching themselves off. A child humming through empty hallways. Monica took mental health leave after that and has not returned to that building since. Whatever was in there with her that day, it had the whole building to itself, and it clearly knew she was there. 3 friends drove out to an isolated park in the middle of the night to play a spirit contact game using nothing but a plastic water bottle. Flip it, ask a question. Upright means yes, falls means no. They were not taking it seriously when they started. That changed quickly.
Me estoy imaginando personas por todas partes, sombras, porque no vemos nada, no sé qué.
Ajá, o sea, para atrás a radios que hay.
Ajá. Quiero llorar.
Sí. Como que aventaron algo. Si ven algo pasar atrás de nosotros, lo comentan. ¿Eres buena? No, cállate. No es buena.
¿Nos vas a asustar?
Sí. Mucho miedo.
¿Eres una adulta?
Sí.
While they are sitting there flipping the bottle and asking questions, something moves behind them in the darkness. They catch it, and the mood shifts immediately. What had felt like a stupid late-night game suddenly feels like something else entirely.
Ay, Jesucristo. Estamos bien, María.
No, igual estoy temblando, veo personas.
Es que vimos a una persona.
No voy a llorar, voy. Ay, no.
¿Qué es eso?
No sé, ya vamos.
Vimos a una persona lejos ahorita.
They keep seeing the same figure moving around them, like whatever is out there is watching them, and has been the whole time. As they are finally walking out, they keep the camera rolling. When the footage is looked at closely, a dark figure is visible standing completely still beside a tree nearby.
Pero ellas dicen que es otra cosa. Ok, nos estamos acercando, pero estoy con zoom. Se ve súper negro. Pues es como... Ya, es como una mancha negra. ¡Ay! Es como una mancha negra. Ya lo vi raro. Ya vámonos.
It had not been passing through the park. It had been moving steadily closer to them the entire time they were sitting there.
Cerrar la sesión. ¿Podemos dejar de jugar, por favor? ¿Podemos dejar de jugar ya? Dale, Link, por favor.
¿Podemos dejar de jugar ya, por favor?
¿Podemos dejar de jugar, por favor?
Por favor, ya.
¿Nos puedes dejar ir ya, por favor? No puede ser.
¿Podemos irnos ya, por favor?
Vámonos.
Before they pack up, they spend almost a full minute asking out loud for permission to go. They are genuinely asking, repeatedly, whether they are allowed to leave. The fear in their voices is completely real. Something about being in that park at that hour had convinced them that leaving without asking first was not a good idea. Whatever was watching them that night had confirmed through their own game that it was getting closer. They made it out. Whether it stayed in that park is a different question entirely. What do you think was standing by that tree? Let us know below. Dustin woke up in the middle of the night and walked to his bathroom to find a bottle hanging in the air with nothing underneath it.
I don't even know what the fuck to say right now. I got up to go to the bathroom. What the fuck's going on in my bathroom? What the fuck's that bottle in the air for? What the fuck?
He stopped at the doorway and just stood there, staring at it, his brain trying to catch up with what his eyes were telling him.
Hello? Who's in there? What the fuck? Holy fuck. What the hell's going on? What do you want? Jesus. I can't even breathe right now. This is absolutely ridiculous. What the hell?
He watched it for a while without moving. Then he did something that most people in that situation would probably think twice about. He spoke directly to whatever was keeping that bottle in the air and told it to show itself.
Show yourself. Nope.
The bottle dropped immediately, but the way it came down is what stays with you. It did not drift or slide or tip over the way an object does when gravity finally takes over. It hit the ground with a sharp, deliberate force that sounded far more like something throwing it down in response to being challenged than anything falling on its own. Dustin has never come forward with any explanation for what was holding that bottle in mid-air when he walked in. Whatever was in that bathroom heard exactly what he said and answered him in the only way it apparently knew how. What do you think was in there with him? Let us know below. Lauren had already been dealing with things inside her house that had no business happening. Things like doorbells ringing on their own, doors opening by themselves, her dogs reacting to something in the rooms that she could never see. But what happened on this particular night was a step further than anything that had come before it. She was standing on her porch talking to her boyfriend when the front door slammed shut behind her and locked, leaving both her dogs trapped inside with nobody else in the house. She ran around to the back door and managed to get inside. But within the next few minutes, three things happened in quick succession. The back door closed behind her on its own. Then the doorbell started ringing with nobody standing outside. Lauren grabbed her dogs and left. She stayed at her boyfriend's place for several nights before she could bring herself to go back. When she did return, she was woken up at 12:20 in the morning by her dogs jumping on her and pulling her toward the window. Then she heard knocking coming from outside the glass. She waited, and when it came a third time, she picked up her phone and started recording.
Luna, come here. Sit. Come here.
She never saw anything on the other side of the window, but when she closed it and the room went quiet, something else was already in there with her. When the audio is played back carefully, a faint sound becomes audible just after she closes the window. Something inside the room growled at her, low and close, sounding unmistakably like the word hey. In another video, Lauren is sitting on her sofa, watching television with her dog beside her. Before anything happens, the dog is already locked onto something behind the couch, completely still, staring at a fixed point in the room the way animals do when they sense something a person cannot.
My search is 6 and I am 1. I gave you 6 points, I'm deducting 7. This is ridiculous. What do you think about numbers again? A brave and accurate decision. Yes, my captain. Yes. Yeah, holy captain, your horticulture is harvestable. Good for all. Thank you. Hurry.
Then Lauren's hair gets pulled sharply from behind. At the exact same moment, the dog snaps his head in the direction of whatever just moved through the room, tracking it as it passes, and then slowly turning his gaze back to the same spot behind the sofa he had been watching before it happened.
Because my search is 6 and I am 1. I gave you 6 points, I'm deducting 7. This is ridiculous. Don't make me think about numbers again.
The dog was not reacting to Lauren being startled. He was responding to the same thing she felt, confirming it had been standing right behind her the whole time.
About numbers again. A brave and accurate decision. Yes, my captain. Yes. Yeah, holy captain, your horticulture is harvestable. Good for all. Thank you. Hurry happily and
Lauren is is still living in that house. She has since reached out to have the property blessed, because at this point, asking whatever is inside to leave politely has clearly not been working. Doors that lock themselves, a voice that growls at her from inside a closed room, and something that stands behind her sofa and pulls her hair while her dog watches it move. Whatever is sharing that house with Lauren, it has had every opportunity to stop, and it keeps going. What do you think is living in there with her? Let us know below.
Driver named Ken was making a delivery through southern Illinois when his dashcam captured something standing on the highway shoulder at 2 a.m., miles from the nearest town. Let's watch the footage.
She can go meet up with him and see if she can get him to confess. And it's a tough decision, I'm sure, but Amy ultimately agrees. She wears the white and she meets up Chuck.
A woman in a white dress, standing perfectly still on the roadside. Ken doesn't slow down. And in the dark at highway speed, your brain searches for explanations. A hitchhiker, a mannequin, exhaustion playing tricks. But this isn't a paranormal channel. Ken is a regular tow truck driver who films his work shifts, making what his camera accidentally caught harder to dismiss as staged. When viewers researched the location, they found that a woman was fatally struck by an SUV on that at around 2 in the morning on the 14th of October, 2019. The footage went so viral that even the Travel Channel interviewed the driver about what he saw.
That's really weird, and it kind of gave me the chills when it happened. So when I got to stop for the day, I'm like, I'm gonna see if I seen this thing on the dash cam. So hold the dash cam. As soon as that semi goes, you can see the white figure pop out.
During the interview, Ken revealed that at the exact moment his dashcam recorded the figure, his GPS completely blanked out, then came back on as soon as he passed, like nothing happened. The next day, at the same time, in the same spot, a multi-car crash occurred. 2 people died. One survivor said they swerved because they saw a white figure in the road. But when the police checked the highway surveillance cameras, she was nowhere to be found. Ken hasn't driven that highway at night since. So, what do you think? Was this a warning from someone who had already lost their life on this road? Or was she the reason people ended up there in the first place? Our next case comes from TikTok user Isaac Sprom George, who has spent months painstakingly documenting relentless poltergeist activity inside his apartment and shed, capturing everything from doors unlatching on their own to disembodied voices and shadow figures. And what he's recorded has become some of the most compelling paranormal footage on the platform. Isaac has been experiencing automatically lights turning on, doors opening on their own, and hearing unexplained voices throughout his apartment for months. One night, he was recording a video, then record this.
I apologize for how I look right now. I was trying to record another video for you guys, and while I was trying to record it, this happened. I'm going to teach you how to live your life in just 3 easy steps. I swear to you, that bathroom light just turned on. I didn't turn it on.
After this, the lights also got turned off.
I'm not doing this shit today. Promise you that.
He went to check and found nothing, but later heard something.
I swear I could hear thumping. I'm looking at my window right now. See if we can see anything.
This series of events is not stopping, and another he caught more when one night, while preparing to shower, he heard distinct noises coming from inside his bedroom. So he decided to leave his phone recording in the hallway, pointing directly at his bedroom door to capture whatever was making those sounds.
Just to show you, there's nobody in here. Okay. Just, I'm home alone because, I live alone. Would make a reason, would be sensible why I would live alone. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my camera up right there, and I'm gonna go hop in the shower, and I'm gonna leave y'all to it.
Before getting in the shower, Isaac walks through his apartment on camera, showing that he's completely alone. Emphasizing that nobody else is in the apartment, he positions his phone in the hallway aimed at his bedroom door and heads to the shower, leaving the camera recording whatever happens while he's defenseless and can't see what's going on.
All right. See you guys after my shower.
Nothing is happening. For the first few seconds, Isaac is occupied while the camera continues recording his bedroom door. And then, something starts happening that proves he's not alone in that apartment. While Isaac was singing, the camera captured it. You can watch the small gap beneath the bedroom door closely. The light inside the room suddenly clicks on, brightly illuminating the crack under the door. But it doesn't stay still, because you can clearly see a shadow shift across the light, as if something or someone is moving around inside that locked bedroom while Isaac is in the shower. Then the true horror begins, as the door handle slowly turns and unlatches completely on its own, and the door creaks open into the hallway, revealing the empty bedroom before the interior light clicks back on, and then plunges the room back into total darkness. And Isaac is still in the shower, singing, with no idea this is happening, just down the hall from him. But the most chilling detail that eagle-eyed viewers caught is what happens next. As the door stands open, if you listen very carefully, beneath the sound of the running water, you can hear heavy, rapid footsteps sprinting directly toward the camera, as if something ran out of that bedroom and stopped right at the threshold where the phone is recording. In another video, Isaac explains that the paranormal activity isn't just limited to his apartment, because he also has a shed in his backyard where disturbing things have been happening. Isaac decided to give viewers a tour of his property to show what else is on the land, and while walking around explaining what he wants to show them, he's interrupted by something that proves the activity never stops.
I figured that today I'd take you guys out and show you a little bit of my land. There's some pretty cool things here, to be perfectly honest with you. And I don't know, I just thought I'd show it to you guys. Instead of always bringing you guys something scary. It doesn't really ever seem to stop, does it?
show y'all this. Y'all hear it.
Mid-sentence while walking, Isaac suddenly stops and asks viewers if they can hear something, and he immediately states that nobody's inside the shed and it's locked.
First of all, nobody's in there. There's not a single person in there, and it's locked. Okay? This is 100% absolutely equivocably locked. Okay? Yeah. Just to prove to you I'm not lying, because I know somebody ain't gonna believe me. Far out, dude. No cuts, no nothing.
To prove he's not lying to viewers, Isaac shows that the shed is absolutely locked with no possible way for anyone to get inside. He unlocks the shed and walks inside to show viewers there's absolutely nobody hiding in there. And while showing the space, he notices something disturbing about the creepy dolls his landlord keeps in there.
Oh, and to all of you asking about the dolls, oh, I never noticed that one of them wasn't in packaging. Holy hell.
One of them isn't in its packaging anymore, even though he doesn't remember it being unwrapped. And when he touches something, he reacts, saying he doesn't know what he just felt. And he explains his landlord refuses to sell these dolls because she wants to keep them and give them to her kids.
Oh, I don't like touching it. I don't like what I felt. But, yeah. My landlord has said she does not want to sell them. She wants to keep them and give them to her kids. So, it is what it is. But, as y'all can see, there's nobody in here. I'm showing y'all around. Okay? Nowhere for anybody to hide. Okay? So,
while Isaac is inside the shed showing viewers around, more paranormal activity occurs. And his reaction is what's most telling because he says this happens so frequently now that it doesn't even bother him anymore, which shows how normalized this constant poltergeist activity has become in his daily life. He continued showing another shed and again heard something.
Check that out. And oh shoot. Hey, Senna. Keep that. Isn't that crazy?
He was just showing and talking about Ford and suddenly heard something.
I think that's a Ford from the 1930s, maybe? Possibly the 1920s, I'm not exactly sure. I'm really not sure. Please tell me I caught that. Please tell me I caught that.
He also said he heard some footsteps in the other shed. Was it the footsteps? What do you think? What is something he should be terrified? The activities are not stopping. Viewers had been warning him to be careful as entities can follow him anywhere. A man named Marvin Coward uploaded a video titled, "My House is Haunted," showing strange activity happening inside his home. And what he captured proves this wasn't the first time something paranormal occurred there.
Alvin.
The video starts with Marvin hearing a strange noise coming from inside his room. So within seconds, he turns on the light to check what's making the sound, but when he looks around, nothing seems out of place or unusual.
Shit ain't funny anymore, man. dude.
Confused about the noise, he decides to check downstairs while recording everything. And as he slowly walks down the stairs, he starts hearing the sound of a toy coming from a room filled with toys. And when he enters, he sees a toy in the corner is turned on and making noises on its own.
Alvin. Shit ain't funny, man. Fuck. Alvin.
He goes near the toy, quickly turns on the light and switches it off. And then he checks the kitchen, the rest of the house, and even the garage. But there's nobody there, and no sign of anything unusual that could explain the toy turning on by itself.
What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Just as he's about to leave, after checking everything, a hanging lamp suddenly starts swinging on its own with enough force that it's impossible to ignore, and Marvin immediately runs away without saying a word and stops recording. What makes this even more disturbing is that a year earlier, Marvin had uploaded another video from the same house where his Xbox Kinect camera detected what appeared to be black shadow figures standing in the corner of the room.
Right now it's completely dark in this house right now. All you can basically see is my Xbox One controller. Now I'm gonna switch on the night vision for you guys. As you can see, it lights up the whole room. It's actually a pretty cool feature. I don't know if they have an app for this or whatnot, but they also have this.
You can see clearly that there was nothing at right corner. Then, slowly, a shadow starts appearing, and the camera and the man seems to not notice the figure. Normally, the Kinect system, which uses sensors to detect human movement, was picking up multiple figures in an empty corner. But it doesn't. What more disturbing is taught? The shadow disappears after some time when the man again switched off night vision. Let's have a look.
It lights up the whole room. It's actually a pretty cool feature. I don't know if they have an app for this or whatnot, but they also have this version of the camera. I don't know what it is. I think it's either infrared or something like that. And then back to dark. As you can see, all you can see is my Xbox controller. And then back to night vision. It's actually, pretty cool feature.
The moment the camera turned toward where the shadows were detected, they vanished into thin air, which means a year before the lamp incident, Marvin was already experiencing paranormal activity in that same house. Marvin did not notice the figure first, but he said when he watched it again, he noticed. But when he uploaded, many viewers noticed and commented about it. He further tells his grandmother died in this house and that room used to her sewing area. Many views also pointed the figure a toy turns on by itself, a lamp swings violently with nobody near it, and a year earlier, shadow figures appeared on his Xbox Kinect before vanishing. What do you think it can be due to her grandma? Let us know in the comments. A man named Ryan was alone inside a public restroom when he started hearing strange noises coming from one of the stalls, and he was pretty sure he had already checked and nobody else was there. He decides to record to see what's going on, and while filming, he shows the restroom around him, proving nobody is visible anywhere. He moves out of the washroom to investigate and found this. First, he notices the door next to him to move slowly on its own, with nobody inside to push it. It keeps shifting slightly back and forth, and then suddenly, it slams shut with force like something violently closed it. Ryan immediately backs away because at this point he's not trying to investigate anymore. He just wants to get out since nobody was inside. But something just slammed that door shut. A door moving and slamming shut in an empty restroom with nobody inside to close it. What caused that door to slam? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you have more stories like this to share, feel free to email us at darkencounterswithme